Welcome to the Flayva Station, your one-stop shop for food and entertainment. I'm your host, J.Janae, and today we have a special guest, Ashley Huff Jr., rapper, artist, and founder of Love More, Be More. He also goes by King Plus One. What we have here is some Basil Hayden. It's a little bourbon whiskey, y'all.
A little fancy.
Yeah, a little fancy. So let's take this. Let's see what's going on. I'm not gonna take the whole cup, so I don't.
This is to your first episode.
Okay, that was so good. Nice, smooth. All right, I'm gonna grab this over here. What we have here is some Boathouse Farms vanilla chai latte. We're gonna mix this up, make the drink a little bit more interesting. So we're gonna do that. So now let's try it. How you like it?
Oh, it was good.
Okay.
I felt a little like I was supposed to have this in my office with the scotch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try this now. Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
It's just cold.
It made you feel my chest feel a little bit better. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to the food. So we have some fried chicken sushi. With what I have here is a habanero aioli.
I feel as though this will bring non-sushi eaters into the sushi world.
Okay, wow.
So I know a lot of people like, oh, I don't like that raw stuff. I don't want this and that. But this will make a non-sushi lover a sushi lover.
Okay, I appreciate that. So y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it. We got the fried chicken sushi right here. So I'm gonna let you finish this last piece right here.
Okay.
All right. You
How
want
much?
some more sauce?
Yeah. How much sauce are you supposed to put on
All
this?
right. Let me do the sauce for
Okay.
you. Let me finesse it. Okay. Wait. Let me be careful because I don't want to spill it. Let's get you a little sauce. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh. Get to work.
Get it done.
Get to work.
You get one little dot right there.
So that's it, huh?
Go for the sauce.
Go for the soul. Y'all heard it again. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you for being here. Ash, I met Ash through another friend. You know what I'm saying? And one day I was at somebody's going away party and he happened to be there, and from there we kind of like connected, and it's just been love ever since. So I'm just very grateful to have him sitting on this couch and being here right now and being a part of the Flayva Station. You know what I'm saying? First thing that I'm very curious about is, how do you feel about the current state of music?
Okay. Oh. Well, the way I feel about the current state of music is, I believe it's in a time of change,
Okay.
and also it's a lot of opportunity for growth, and I think it's also during the stage it's a lot of repeating itself. So I feel like within like this next year we're gonna see something resurface that was in the past.
Okay.
But I also feel though the state of music is still not being taken as seriously as it could be. I feel like the music could forefront the world. Like we can solve a lot of the worldly issues with music and just like vibrations in itself. Like the science of music could save the world. Like we can spearhead a lot of our issues. Like we don't need a wall. We need to focus in on this music. Kids can learn a lot of science from music. A lot of different subjects through music. I think if people use music to teach, it can change a lot. So we can take music a lot more serious.
Wow, you touched a lot of different points just with that one. Talking about the science of music. You know what I'm saying? I like the way that you worded that. What do you feel like, you just mentioned about an aspect about you feel like music is the solution. And now for a brief intermission. Here we have Buffalo Style Cauliflower Bites, brought to you by J.Janae Foods. Why do you feel like music is a solution?
Well, I believe music is a solution because music is a lifesaver, it's an outlet.
Okay.
It can help a lot of people change their circumstances, especially I've seen it in my own city of Baltimore, where a young artist doesn't have much on the streets but you know they're able to make it to a studio and then put it out there, tell their story, tell their narrative, and what they have to say, and they can save lives. Before you know it, that one parent that was struggling, they're now able to fund them and you know create a life and a livelihood for their family. So.
Now for another brief intermission. Here we have artist King Plus One with his new single, That's Love.
And it's one in a million, that's love. When you're working through your healing and you teach it to.
Now that you mentioned Baltimore, so is that where you're from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Born and raised.
Born and raised in Baltimore, okay. How has Baltimore influenced music for you?
Wow. Well, I would say Baltimore influenced my music taste in particular because we have it's a different culture here. As far as a lot of rappers came from Baltimore or was based out of Baltimore, such as like Tupac and DMX. A lot of people crossed these paths, and even through like the old school hip hop scene, a lot of rappers came through Baltimore as a big stop. Even like people always shouted out Baltimore in that raps, Lil Kim and Mace. So Baltimore's always been on the map for rap, and but it's a bigger culture as far as rap. We had jazz artists like Billie Holiday, and Pennsylvania Avenue was just a huge strip for Baltimore artists from back in the day. I think it's the same culture here now. It's just still evolving.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know, like you just touched upon, I think I heard about Tupac being from Baltimore, but being that, you know, we always kind of get this perception that Tupac is from Cali,
Yeah.
I never would have thought that, you know what I'm saying? When somebody mentioned something about Baltimore, I'm like, how did that even become, and even DMX, I thought DMX was from New York, because I'm from New York. So I'm just like, I know DMX to be more in the New York scene than I do in Baltimore. I didn't know that DMX was he from here and then moved to New York? Or?
I don't know if he was from here, but I know he was here at one point in time.
Okay, cool. That's cool to know. DMX was DMX and Tupac were two very influential people. Okay, that's a good point too. Two bald-headed, but they're very, very, they're very influential. They have been very influential in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. How do you feel about Baltimore music and Baltimore artists? And how do you feel like it differs from other places around the world or around the nation? I would say.
Well, first off, I would say Baltimore Club Mix. Nothing else like Baltimore Club Mix.
Okay.
The original Baltimore Club Mix, K-Swift, the OG Paradox and Hammerjack stuff. That's what made the city what it is.
Wow.
And when, like 10 years from now, the world will see that Baltimore was the beginning of it and was the start of it all. It's all going to be a wave. Watch, just watch. It's all coming to fruition. But beyond that, Baltimore rap scene and just music scene in general is a lot of good vocalists and just beautiful musicians from the city that are like so underground and most people don't even notice, but I mean they're on the map. You know?
Okay.
There's a huge music scene here and just versatile. You can go to like street rappers that are telling the street narrative to like you got a lot of people doing a lot of soulful things now. Funk, everything. Jazz is here. Just Baltimore is thriving in the music scene right now.
Very true. You know what? And I'm gonna actually interject on that because I'm actually from New York and I've moved to Baltimore maybe about 2 years ago. So everything that he's saying, I can kind of attest to because being here, like you don't know what you're gonna get from people, and people here are so dynamic. There's so many different types of layers to creativity here, and you know one thing I realized when people say Charm City, this is really Charm City. Like Baltimore is very unique. It's a very unique place, and it has changed my life. So I give love and respect to your city, and you know what I'm saying? This is a beautiful place to be.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I appreciate that. And now for another brief intermission. Here we have artist J.Janae with her new single entitled Together.
We ride together.
So I don't know if y'all can see here, we have this beautiful piece of artwork. Can you explain this piece to us and tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, this piece name is the Chief's rumination, or rumination, I'm sorry. And it pretty much means it's the chief who is a version of myself, reflecting on, different things about the world and everything. So I wanted somebody to be able to look at this piece and, it make them reflect on what they're going through in their life. And, just have them deal with a little bit their issues when they look at it. That's why I wanted to have the mirrors as the eyes, so you can actually see yourself in it. And flips over in the back here, and I have a larger mirror and a extra crystal. So my mediums go way beyond the canvas and just like two-dimensional. I'm not a two-dimensional person, so that's why it just expands beyond just the flat surface. And I wanted to grab the viewer, pull them in, make them really think and feel.
Okay, that's cool. Can people expect a lot of this type of structure with your art, or is it more so painting? What do you do in terms of your artwork?
My visual artwork is a lot of mixed media.
Okay.
So you'll see it's mainly rooted in the illustration, which you'll see here. But then I also love using like collages and fake flowers and crystals and different things like that to make it pop out more.
Okay. This is really cool. I like this piece. It's very like automatically kind of makes you just kind of makes you like wonder.
Yeah.
So this is a cool piece.
Thank you.
Also too, you have on this awesome sweatshirt.
Oh, thank you. Love More, Be More.
Okay.
That is the brand. Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about Love More, Be More and how that came about and what that stands for?
Okay. Love More, Be More. I've been doing it for it's been about 3 to 4 years now. It all started during the Baltimore uprising, during the riots, and I was just stuck in between a place between wanting to have a voice, but also not wanting to like blend in with the masses. I wanted to really stand out and get my point across. So it all started with me hitting the streets with a cardboard sign that said "Love That Logo," the same logo, this logo, and I stood on Greenmount and just saw people's reactions, and saw people who really accepted that love and reciprocated that love, and also some people who just didn't want that love and just pushed it away.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When you were outside and you were doing this,
Yeah.
was it a 50-50 with the aspects of you received love and,
Yeah.
and then you received the people who were not so fond
It
of
was
it?
exactly 50-50.
Okay, that's
Like,
interesting.
I had
Okay.
the Waverly people coming this way, and then like the Greenmount people coming this way. So it was like both cultures. I got looks from both sides of the fence.
Okay. And why do you think people were rejecting this concept that you were kind of like showing them?
Well, I feel like in Baltimore is a really like tough city. So off the rip, we have to have this facade and this this tough guy thing right off the bat. As soon as you go out the door, somebody could pick on you, like make fun of what you're wearing, or just certain things. You gotta put the extra armor on in the city.
Okay.
And
That makes sense.
I believe like that toughened a lot of people. So the people who didn't like what I was representing, I feel like they were a little tougher on it, and it was like, what's love? Like I never saw love before. I never experienced love. I'm not feeling that. Which I understand. I'm like, you know what? I respect that. I see where you're coming from. But I have to show love. Me being the person I am.
That's just your nature.
Yeah.
And you know what? I can attest to that too, y'all. This man is, from the moment I met him, he has been nothing but love and light. And he really represents what his brand stands for, and that's no lie. It's just so interesting to hear that, that for you to be from here, and for you to be out here representing love that people are still a little kind of like, and like you said, I'm happy that you don't like take offense to it, and you kind of like let people be who they are. But it's just interesting to hear that there's people out here that will reject that.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the people who were accepting of it. Did some of these people turn into customers, or turned into people who started following your movement and started, really like repping, the Love More, Be More movement?
Yeah. Well, actually, it did start from that. Somebody took a photo of me walking past, and before you know it, one of my friends showed it to me on the internet and was like, oh, somebody had this picture on this page, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm out there. And before you know it, that's when I just started to get things rolling and actually making it a brand. So I could put a little bit of piece myself back into Baltimore.
Yo, I love that. I'm not gonna lie. I think that is a beautiful way to, as an artist and being from somewhere like Baltimore, because like Baltimore, like we said, Baltimore is dynamic. I can't. When people ask me how's Baltimore, I'll be like, I have to tell you. You have to come here, visit, and be here yourself to kind of understand the culture of this city. It's like no other. But the fact that you were able to intertwine your message and you actually put the name of your city in your brand, I think that's genius. I think that's amazing. And I think that, that says a lot. And that means that you really love where you come from.
Yeah, well, the meaning behind it is it's a double entendre. So it's love more, be more, meaning the city needs to love itself more. But also love more, be more. If you love more, it doesn't matter where you're from. If you love more, you'll be more, you'll become more.
I can't even, what I'm saying? Like, that's deep.
It's more than a brand. It's definitely like a way of life. Ever since I started this, I've been trying to live more, love more, be more. And it's got me a long way. When I first met you, it was all love. And then it just continues. It's a circle. It's recycling. You recycle the love. You get love, you receive love, you give it right back to the next person. It's just paying it forward.
That's very true. I believe in that concept wholeheartedly. I do believe that also that we should give more than we receive, believe it or not. Even though I think that because we live in a Western culture, let's say that, we tend to have very selfish ways, and we tend to focus a lot of our things on materialistic possessions, which kind of take us away from, being grateful and wanting to give because we're so focused on surviving. I think people focus more on surviving than actually living. And with that, it kind of turns into this, like I said, this materialistic kind of thing, or this thing where you're just chasing a dollar because you're trying to survive. And I'm happy that we have now Love More, Be More, something to kind of help balance